Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. Odell Beckham Jr. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, as they say, if you drew it up, you couldn't have drawn it a whole lot better. That's exactly how you want to start the game. Excellent momentum off the opening kickoff.
They start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On third down, Griffin. That is caught. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Gibbs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Another run for Gibbs here, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense. They go play action with Griffin. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on third down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll run it with Gibbs, and he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot.
Got him there. It's caught for the Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Will Lutz on for the point after. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Certainly not what they wanted there, so the football by rule comes out to the 40. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. bad field position for your defense.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. To throw is RG3. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Here's the first carry now for Frank Gore. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll try and pick up the first with Gore. And he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll try and throw for it with Griffin. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Come on. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Ravens 6, Saints 0.
On the set.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Now Griffin. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 21 yards there. A big play on 4th down.
Back to 60, back to 60.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And you know, slapping each other on the back up in the booths right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, an 8-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position.
On the go.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now a draw play for Gore. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now Griffin on 2nd down.
They'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Now Griffin on 1st down.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Griffin.
He'll get this into the hands of Swift once again.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
From the gun, here's Swift. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
So the 3-time Pro Bowler Javon Curse with a tackle there.
And you get selected for that game because you are a consistently dominant performer. And that's what he is. We always think about him being a pass rusher, but he can play the run as well. A guy that you just have to game plan for every week.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
18 Cardinals.
They'll try it up the gut with Gore. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Frank Gore, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Saints have got it back to within a score.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of the defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Room here to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half.
Going back to Gibbs on 1st down.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a 2nd back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And quickly, they get to the line.
60 Vikings.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They go play action. Griffin.
That'll be caught. It's Tony.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 43 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Off the play fake. Here's Griffin.
He dumps this off underneath to Gore.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the counter, Gore looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. Griffin. And it's caught. Touchdown, Saints.
Michael Mayer.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Saints have cut it back within a score.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Got it. Ready?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
77.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he goes out right around the 39.
76 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end, because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Check smash. Check smash.
From the gun, it's Griffin. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 41-yard line. 21 yards there on third down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And he gets it down to the 32.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints 17. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and when the offensive line has executed well today, to try and get him over 100 yards.
Come on.
So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This will get the lead up to 7.
A 23-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd down, here's Griffin. Short throw, that's hauled in by Mayer. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. On First down and score. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. On 3rd and 1, Griffin. He had a reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
So I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
At fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They'll try it now with Swift. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
Here we go, shot. Trick the Eagles.
Throwing now, Griffin on first down. Throw out left, caught by Mayer. Touchdown! Michael Mayer, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Will Lutz to kick off for New Orleans.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
They're on the 25-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. You've got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
One thing that makes him so tough in these 2-minute drills, you got to take into consideration he's mobile.
And that's a big plus for him, but he also has to be careful with that mobility. Sometimes getting rid of the ball and stopping the clock is more important than running around and maybe taking a sack.
Flush to his right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
Now Griffin going deep for Hopkins. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Well, agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I played?
Yeah, you played defense.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
So it's the Saints who are going to be in position to get the ball first as we are back underway and set for overtime. Oh, a mistake there. The kickoff out of bounds.
Come on, come on. Set.
They'll throw on first down with Griffith. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down.
Second and 5 at the 45-yard line.
Up the middle they go with Gore.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
First down, Saints.
The give to the fullback on the dive. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
And the Saints first down.
77 Wolf.
And here's carry number 10 for Frank Gore. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. 23 yards on the play. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
DeAndre Swift. It's a 1-yard touchdown run.
Lutz good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Ravens 19.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
117 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to win his guys to an overtime victory.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Gibbs.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Short pass caught by Henry. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
19-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. It's a 19-yard touchdown run. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
19 tight, 19.
Here's Griffith.
And this will be caught. As as they convert here for two. He hits the big target for the two-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.